I can see you. I bet you're watching this video during one of your many work time restroom breaks. And if I'm right, before you dunk your very valuable work time into my video, hit the subscribe button so that I could catch you here once again. And if I'm wrong, tell one of your coworkers to subscribe to me on your behalf. That way it's a little less embarrassing for me. But either way, welcome back. And if you're new, you won't be. So let's get into today's short story. In 1809, Louis was born in a small town in Paris. He had 3 siblings who lived with his parents on a big plot of land, roughly around 7.5 acres. There was also a vineyard sitting on top of it. His father, Simon René, had a very successful business as a leatherer and as a manufacturer of horse riding equipment. Louis was a very adventurous, playful, and curious kid who often played in his father's workshop. He was just 3 years old when one day he decided to punch holes in a piece of leather. The tool that he was using to punch these holes was called an awl. Think of a common screwdriver, except it's very pointy at the tip. Now, leather is by no means a hard material, nor does it give that easily, but in order to punch holes through it, especially by hand and especially when you're 3 years old, some strength is necessary. And of course, for safety precautions, when you do so, it's best to make sure that you point this away from you so that when it does go through, it does not puncture you. But that's exactly the opposite of what Louis did. He was actually squinting way too close to the awl, and as soon as the awl goes right through the leather, the momentum hit him right in the eye. Louis screamed and cried in pain, and his father happened to be nearby. His father came to his aid and he called the local physician for help. The local physician came by, and the only thing that he could do was bandage up and bound the wound, and Louis had to wait for 1 day to get surgery. And so the next day came, he went to a surgeon, and the surgeon unfortunately could do nothing to save his eye. And so effectively, Louis was now blinded in one eye. To make matters worse, that eye had a severe infection, and that infection quickly traveled to the other eye, making him permanently blinded in both eyes. But because Louis was so young, he did not understand that he was actually blind. All he could say was, "Why is it always so dark in here?" Louis's parents tried to make his life growing up as normal as possible. And with the help of his parents, Louis learned to navigate his village with the help of a cane that was actually made by his father. And Louis himself made peace with his disability. By the age of 10, he would attend the school for the blind, and due to his diligence, his intelligence, and his attentiveness to oral instructions, as soon as he finished the school's curriculum, he was actually offered a job as a teacher's aide. And not long after that, Louis became a full-time professor teaching algebra, history, and geometry. And in 1837, Louis Braille published a method of reading for the blind through the sense of touch via a combination of raised dots on a flat surface. Louis Braille would pass away at the age of 43 due to ongoing respiratory illness. So that's the end to my short story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And if you did, don't forget to wipe your butt and get back to work.